Against all odds, the Boston Bruins pull off a playoff-like win against the Ottawa Senators with much adversity coming before this game, the injury to Jeremy Swayman, some very interesting line changes, as well as calling up Mikey DiPietro from the AHL. This was a very good game to see, and we're going to be talking about the news that we have for today, the updates from the morning skate, as well as touch on the game last night, because this is a game that this team needs to learn from. Now, before we get into this video, we're on the road to 6K, and we noticed just over 70% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. We're on the road to 6K, like I mentioned, and we know we can hit that. Your guys' support's been absolutely incredible lately, and I appreciate every single bit of it. You know the ultimate goal, to ultimately pass the Boston Bruins, but that will still take some time, but I know that you guys can do it. Without any further ado, though, let's get into this first game. And real quick, I wanted to touch on the not the box score, the hockey stat card for this game, because this was a playoff-type game. This was a game where this entire team was playing to win. We didn't see any bit of, lack of anything, really, here in this game. David Pastrnak, just another stellar game from him, goal and an assist. He has been on fire as of late, and this is something that we're really going to need to continue with as we progress throughout the season. But very happy to be able to see David Pastrnak continue this, especially against the Senators, where we saw, not last game, but the game before against them was a absolutely gritty game, and an unfortunate loss 6-5 in that one. But a 2-0 win in here was an absolutely needed win. Goals coming from more Geeky as well as David Pastrnak. That line has been on absolute fire here in this. But as you see, overall, a very, very big positive from the entire team. That's exactly what we need to see. And as I mentioned, it's exactly what we're going to need to see down the stretch. We need everybody going here because we know that one player cannot win a team the game. That just goes for the regular NHL, but especially with this Boston Bruins team this season, that is not the way this team has been operating. But ahead of this game, there were a few interesting moves made as well. And of course, Jeremy Swayman really being the highlight of this one. Not going in the game, not even on the bench at all, not playing in this game, not on the bench, being scratched due to an injury that occurred last game where he got pulled at the end of the second. Something was tweaked there, but he was on the ice for morning skate here, and I will get into that in just a moment. But the Bruins called up Michael DiPietro before this game to sit and ultimately watch behind going to Joonas Korpisalo. Sacco said after last night's game that Jeremy Swayman was dealing with something and later came out to be upper body. But he, as I mentioned, was on the ice here in morning skate, and it was hopefully optimistic is what the report was, that he will be able to at least be available for Saturday's matinee, tomorrow's matinee, if you're watching this at the time of release, against the Colorado Avalanche. With what we've been seeing as well from Jeremy Swayman as of late, he's been playing pretty well. There's a few ups and downs from there, but Joonas Korpisalo is another very big win for this team right now. A 2-0 win here last night against the Senators, but another one that we're going to need to see him stay hot, and ultimately whether it is Joonas Korpisalo, whether it's Jeremy Swayman against the Colorado Avalanche, I trust both of them. But as well, Mikey DiPietro, an AHL All-Star, someone who's been playing very, very well in there and ultimately just hasn't really gotten the chance because we have two stellar goalies in the NHL. But I'm happy to see him actually get the chance. If he comes into play, I won't be mad. I trust him, and hopefully he does, put off a good showing for the management here of this team. But going into the updates that we have here today from the morning skate here today, we're going to start this one off here. Or no, before we do that, actually, I had something to touch on as well. There's something that I forgot to talk about, and I need to pick on Don Sweeney a bit here. Prior to the game, in the warm-ups, it was going to be a choice between Max Jones and Justin Brazeau. Now, there should be an obvious win for that one, and obviously wasn't a win for this one. Ultimately, the team won, but looking at that fourth line here, you see John Beecher, Patrick Brown, and Max Jones. I do understand Max Jones just replacing Mark Kastelik here for that style of play that he brings, obviously being out on the IR. We're missing that. He's a big player for this team and someone that really has shown the emphasis of getting him in that trade for Linus Ullmark. With him gone, you need the extra grit, but Justin Brazeau has been very, very good lately. He's been a player that you really cannot afford to take out of the lineup, and when we're looking at this lineup here, with Justin Brazeau out, the game is ultimately a win, but I don't see why there's a benefit in putting Max Jones in this lineup. For those who've been here for the long run, for those who were here before the season, you know that I was a very, very, very high on Max Jones. I thought he would have been kind of the Mark Kastelik before we had Mark Kastelik, before the thought process of Mark Kastelik on this team, and ultimately didn't happen. And, I'll fully accept that I was wrong there, but now it's getting a bit outrageous that we're still seeing him in this lineup after starting the season with the Bruins. Having him called up here and playing a few games still has just not been working. It is time to keep Justin Brazeau in this lineup, especially if you're looking to keep him for the long run, with him being a free agent after the season. So That's just my little rant, but let's head into the news that we have here this morning. From the morning skate, heading to the news as well. Sacco said the Bruins will see how Swayman responds after practice, but he was out there, and he should be an option for tomorrow's matinee game against Colorado. Now, whether or not he plays, that's still yet to be determined. As I mentioned, Korpisalo would still be a great option. Mikey DiPietro is still with the team as far as we know, so if he needs to be up here, that will also still be a big factor. And ultimately, I think the Bruins are in a good spot here heading into this game against Colorado. You need to have a good start against this team, against this Colorado team. We've been able to see Nathan MacKinnon, Cale Makar, all of these guys all season long really just been able to tear apart a team by themselves. So if we saw this game that we've seen against Ottawa, against the Avalanche tomorrow, I think we're in a good spot. I really do believe that this team could pull out another big win, another one where they're going to surprise a lot of people. I don't think a lot of people expected this Bruins team to beat the Senators in a game that was really a must-win for the Atlantic matchups, back into a playoff spot, yet we're not going to look at the games in hand because the Bruins don't have quite a lot of those, but this is going to be a big game heading forward. And as well as on top of this, we have no Charlie McAvoy back on the ice as well for this one yet, and still a bit concerning. We don't really know what's going on with him, don't have too much information, and as we've been kind of progressing, the defense has still been really shaky without Hampus Lindholm, without Charlie McAvoy. Hampus Lindholm out there in a no-contact jersey, but still practicing, which is a very good sign once again. And as you see here, Swayman's on the ice. Koepke's back in a regular jersey as well. A big loss there, and hopefully we see him back next game, either replacing Patrick Brown or Max Jones, or hopefully we see both those guys out and see Brazeau and Koepke back in, and Hampus Lindholm in a no-contact jersey. He is a must return at some point soon. We need to see him and Carlo back together. Carlo has one that's been very much struggling for the entire time that Hampus Lindholm has been gone. And, having a partner for a few seasons at a time and then going from having him out for an entire season, definitely something to get used to. Although Brian and Carlo maybe should have gotten used to something right now, it still is going to be a big return for when we do see him back. But as of right now, the morning skate lines as well, something pretty similar to what we've been seeing as of late. Max Jones still in here. Cole Koepke and Oliver Wahlstrom on the fifth line, I guess you could say, the kind of the 14th, 15th forward. Although Cole Koepke still not saying he's going to be back next game. Still is a big player that we need to have back soon after, especially what we've been seeing from him at the start of the season. Been cold off, but still very, very big player to this team. The defense, Zadorov, Peak, Callahan, Carlo, Lowry, Wotherspoon, Lindholm on that no-contact jersey on the fourth offensive pair with Jordan Osterley. Swayman, owning Korpisalo back here, so Swayman looking to be good, but yet, if he cannot be back in tomorrow, Mikey DiPietro is still going to be that option. So hopefully we do see some healthy players back into this lineup. Of course, we want to see a big win here, and hopefully this matinee game is going to be a good one. Obviously, it's going to be really, really bad to kill this momentum. You have that momentum going into this game. This team can really show off when they need to, and hopefully it does continue like that. Trent Frederic back as well, of course. Elias Lindholm still in that third line. Matt Poitras playing with a bit of grit last game, what we love to see on there, but hopefully we do see all of this continue from last game, and especially I'll pull this up once again. Keeping this on a trend will be something that the Bruins will really want to do heading into this Colorado game, especially with the way they've been playing, the way the Bruins have been playing as of late. It's a lot of ups, a lot of downs, but this has a very good chance of being a very, very good matinee game on Saturday. So let me know what you think about the moves from this morning, as well as let me know what you think about the thoughts on Max Jones and Justin Brazeau. That swap around last game ultimately it worked out, but it was very interesting to see pregame what the choice was there, and the reaction to it was not the best, but certainly worked out. Now, hopefully we don't see it this game up against the Colorado Avalanche tomorrow, but some more updates as well. I may have another video tonight. I will see, maybe tomorrow morning. I will have another video tomorrow, though. Be sure to stick around, hit the sub button as well. Remember, this daily Bruins content coming your way, but that's all I got for this video. If you did enjoy, give it a like, hit the sub button as well, but I'm signing out. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.